Hi, everyone. Coach Sullivan here again with MJS Coaching Football. My background, it's my 38th year coach. This 38th year coaching football this past fall. I was a defensive coordinator, but over that time, I've also been an offensive coordinator, special teams coordinator, longtime head coach. Okay. I'd like to thank my subscribers and non-subscribers. I'm really hoping to tease you into pushing that button. What I'd like to talk to you about in this presentation is one of our 3D variations that we call lime. Okay, the color lime, and there's a reason for that. I'm going to show it to you versus both 11 and 10 personnel here. I'm not going to diagram routes or anything like that, okay, but I'm going to give you an idea how we spin our safeties and who they're covering up and how we go from a three-man to a four-man rush, but it's disguised because we line up the exact same way, so that's all built into this 3D variation, okay? So over here are the key terms that will help you better understand cover lime. And then over here, I have it drawn up versus 11 and 10 personnel, and it's the safeties are spinning in different directions on purpose. And again, I'm not going to draw up any route combinations, but the goal is for you to understand how we line up in our usual two-high shell, and we're able to, on the snap of the football, rotate to a one-high and be in a 3D variation. Okay, utilizing a lot of the same principles from our base match quarters. So the first key term here is surface itself. To us, the surface means the offensive line. So tackle to tackle, right? Tackle guard, center guard, tackle. And when there's a tight end, the tight end becomes a part of that side of the surface, okay? So all defenders, our inside linebackers, defensive backs, outside linebackers, they read the surface first. So I'm not going to say it every time, but it's surface to a particular receiver, as you'll learn, right? This is a variation, but it starts with the surface. That way we know if it's run, pass, and the direction if it's run, right? We don't get beat by hi-hats, okay? So that's what surface means to us. It all starts with the surface. So number two, right? Cover lime, we rotate to the dime. And that's on purpose. It helps. You know, green in another presentation, non-subscribers push the button, we rotate to the rover, right? R, rover. Lime and dime, it rhymes, okay? And lime and green, right? It's the same coverage, just a little variation. That's the whole point, and that's how we teach it and present it to our players. So cover lime, we rotate to the dime, okay? And that's where the Louis Roger comes in. So in the top example, the dime's on the right, so it's a Roger. The bottom example, the dime's on the left, so it's a Louis, okay? So part of our 3D variation, right? Non-subscribers push the button in the introduction. We have a match side, we have a hot side. Okay? The match side, it's both inside linebackers and the rover, as you'll see. Okay? The hot side, number 4 term, is the dime, who versus pass is rushing. He becomes the fourth rusher, as you'll see. Okay? And the safety who is screwing down hot to cover that particular receiver, as you'll see. So that's the hot side, okay? That's where the fourth rusher comes from, and the safety who's coming down is hot on that receiver, okay? And so speaking of hot, what the hut technique is it's man coverage with zone leverage. So non-subscribers push the button, our zone blitz coverage playlist, okay? So we're teaching the safety to play him everywhere he goes, but stay on top, right? Keep him in front of you, see the ball thrown, right? Man coverage, zone leverage. Okay, and the screw down, this is huge. The screw down is a safety who's going toward the line of scrimmage to cover somebody, and then the other safeties rotate middle of the field. Together, we say the safeties spin. And that's why we're going to communicate it. If it's the dime's on the right, line, we rotate to the dime, then we better be saying Roger, so both safeties are spinning to the right. Same thing if the dime's to the left, right? Lime rotate to the dime. We better be saying Louis and spinning to the left, right? We're not into players saying, yeah, I thought that, but no, there's no but. You say what you're thinking. Okay, verbal communication, huge. I don't even care with the technology we have today. As human beings, we still on the field. You can't take out your tablets and all that stuff. You got to talk. You got to scream, right? Got to communicate verbally. And I think you need to make that a coaching point. This generation, they spend a lot of time staring at their phones, right? So then the number 5 is the field and boundary corners play what we call third technique. And you'll see tempo, right? Starts with surface. They get a hi-hat, and I'll go through this in the diagram. And then on pass, they're going to tempo any vertical from number 1. One's not vertical. As they tempo, their eyes are inside looking for any vertical threats to their third. Okay? So again, I'll go over that when we get to the diagram without drawing up any route combinations. And then the middle third safety, again, rotating on the snap. Both safeties don't do a thing till the ball's snapped. He reads the surface on the way. So if it's a run, he sticks his foot in the ground and fits in where we need him. If it's pass, he gets his fanny 20 yards deep, and then he bounces up, and he's scanning the field, including reading quarterback indicator. So we have 2 different landmarks for the middle third safety. When the ball's in the middle of the field, we tell him get on top of the quarterback. Right? You don't get a lot of variation in the launch points. Is typically between the guards. Okay? If it's kind of like a semi-roll and set up behind the tackle, then we say rotate over where the ball was. And if the kid rotates where the quarterback ends up, that's okay. But when the ball's on the hash, okay, let's just say it's the safety on the hash is rotating to the middle, or even if it's the safety to the big field, the free for us, not subscribers, push the button. Either safety, when you're rotating, you look down the field, you see the part of the goalpost that's in the ground. That's your landmark. That is dead nut center of the field. That's where we want our rotated middle third safety when ball's on the hash. Okay, so those are the 2 landmarks. And then when he gets there, as he's rotating, he's looking at the nearest threats to see if they're vertical for middle thirds. Okay, so up top here I have versus 11 gun Dallas pistol. On the bottom, it's versus 10 gun Detroit pistol, which makes it even. Okay, so I'll cover that second. So up top here, right, tight end is left. It's a rip. So the tight end's left, 11 personnel, non-subscribers. That means the dime's to the right. Okay, so I don't have it drawn up here, but what helps, okay, since he's rushing on a pass, if it helps the safeties, especially early in the season, he could say Ringo, because then it's automatic. Ringo equals Roger. R&R, right? Right? Spinning right. If you need to do that, that's fine. So we're saying that the surface is showing pass. So he's detached, and he's going to blitz from there, adding to the rush. He's rushing the passer. So, yes, he's technically blitzing. Yes. Okay. But his alignment didn't give it away. On the snap, safety spin. Okay. If it's pass, he's hot on 2. If it's run, it's sky support. So now the dime could be a lot more aggressive. Okay, this is a +1 in the box as well. So it's good versus run, it's good versus pass, to answer that question. Okay? The backer on the side of the dime takes number 1 coming in. That's the match part of it. Okay? 1's not in. He's looking for somebody in the curl. The other linebacker opposite's taking number 2 in or curl. That's the match part of it. And the other part of the match, remember, Rover and both inside linebackers, He's looking for 1 in, and when we say in, we mean under 10. Those are our match principles, non-subscribers. And then if 1's not in, he's buzzing to the flat, and it is orbit since this safety is spinning to the middle, because this safety's spinning, screwing down, right? So now, see, both corners, it's mirrored. Tempo 1, they see its pass. If he's vertical, he plays it on top. If he's hard inside, he stays tempo. Now he looks inside of number 2. He's not a vertical threat. He keeps getting depth in case somebody's coming all the way from across the field. That's the corner technique. Okay? Same for the field. Down on the bottom, even means, right? Diamondbacker left, Rover Mike right. Boom, done. DBs play the same alignment rules, non-subscribers. Since the dime is left, it's automatic Louis. They're showing a hi-hat, so there goes the 4th rusher. He's screwing down. He sees its pass. He's hot on 2. He's rotating middle. Sees its pass, right? He's got his 2 different landmarks. Middle of the field, he's going to be over the quarterback. Here's our matches, right? Since he's hot on 2, number 1 into curl. Number 2 into curl. Number 1 into flat orbit, right? And the corner technique remains the same. Okay, again, we get the +1. So if it's a run, by coming down, it's +1. Run, coming down, +1, right? If it's pass, now you got an extra rusher. 4th rusher, that makes it +1. 4th rusher, that makes it +1. So it's great versus run and pass. And remember, lime, you spin to the dime. So as I said at the beginning, to my subscribers, I thank you. Non-subscribers, I really hope I teased you into pushing that button. Everyone, please, questions, reach out to me at CoachMJSullivan@gmail.com. I want to thank you for watching MJS Coaching Football, and I want to thank YouTube for providing this platform.